What's up, world, and welcome to our show, Cuzzo Convo. We're your hosts, Renaissance Ronnie
and Mo Lovely. We're here to have an open dialogue about all things Black reality TV, highlighting positivity and giving out real life accountability checks.
So grab your seat and whatever you need, because we about to dig in.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Cuzzo Convo. We are so glad you have joined us. And if you are new to our channel, welcome. I'm your lovely host, Mo Lovely.
I am Renaissance Ronnie.
And we're going to go ahead and jump on in the to be continued episode. So I want to say that one of the questions that popped up for me on this to be continued episode was when true friendship is revealed.
Okay.
Now, I know that we have seen this friendship unfold between Mel and Destiny. But I would have to say, especially because we like to start off with positives, I would have to say that I think that she really acted as a true friend when she decided to go back to Destiny and say, listen, you and Stormy don't even have no real beef. Like, chill out, cool down. You're good. She's good. I told her the same thing. Like, let's get it together here.
She had her producer hat on.
Huh?
She had her producer hat on.
Her producer hat on?
Yes. She's like, I don't want this show to turn into a ratchet fighting show. Let me get this under control.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. But I think I definitely, I can understand, yes, the producer side of it. But I would say that Mel's probably like, okay, this is not something that we don't need a new storyline between Destiny and Stormy. Like, I think that there's enough, right, that's going on. So, I mean, I think that was her real authentic self stepping in as well and just saying, like, no, like, we're not going to do this. And so why I say where true friendship reveals itself is because, you know, we unfortunately have, you know, heard Destiny pretty much not consider Mel to be a true friend.
Right.
But I know that in that moment, I would say that I think that even though they were still at the table trying to figure out their issue and even in that whole night, I would have to honestly say that she just put her pride to the side and said, I know what we're going through, but it ain't that deep for me not to come in and check in on you. And also to say the same thing with Stormy. Like, I don't think that she was taking sides at any point. Like, we didn't see Mel. Like, I feel like this. If Mel really wasn't a true friend to Destiny in that moment, I think that Mel would have relished in the moment, where she would have just stepped back and was like, okay, I'm gonna let y'all go to it, because yeah, me and Destiny, we going through what we going through, but let me let somebody else handle her, right? Like, pretty much having Stormy, because as people online have been saying, oh, is this her minion, her side, you know, kick or whatever, but she didn't. She was just like, no, sit down, whatever, y'all don't have that. And then she went back to check in on Destiny. So, like I said, I think that was a beautiful moment. And I don't know, like, I really truly thought that it was authentically Mel just like saying, like, no, we're not about to do this.
I mean, what I thought was an even beautifuler moment was Kimmy and Destiny. I liked the dynamic with Kimmy and Destiny. I like that Destiny respects Kimmy's opinion and respects just her as a woman, and that Kimmy was able to calm her down and just keep her together. I mean, especially how they started off not clicking with each other. I think it was good to see Kimmy just say, you know, I got you.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that. But I mean, you know, we're team Kimmy, so I feel like anything Kimmy does, we like. I just like when Kimmy did this.
Yes, absolutely.
I really did.
Yeah, and again, when it comes to each and every one of them, even with Destiny's business struggling, right? She still is a business entity because she's on reality TV. So this is still her business. She's a mom, and as a businesswoman, a mom, who wants to see somebody's mama always acting ratchet or ready to pop off, or so there's always a lot on the line. And even when you
no, I was thinking about Tiffany saying, Stormy, your baby. She was like, I know he cute, ain't he? And she was like, think about your baby. She was like, I know he cute, ain't he?
Yes. Yes. But yeah, so I think that, again, when you have, those, again, true friendships, there's like, listen, you have a lot on the line, or you've embarrassed yourself enough, like, don't even go there any longer, time to reel it in.
Yeah.
So again, I definitely, we appreciate you, Kimmy, and I appreciate you, Mel, even if people may not think there was.
It's not that I don't appreciate Mel. I appreciate what Mel did. I just think that while you think that it was coming from a friendship, the friendship part of hats, she was wearing her friendship hat. I think she was wearing her producer hat. Like, let me keep it together. But I mean, then the scene did end up leading to Tisha and Mel having a blow up.
Yes.
So, which leads to the question, are you team Mel or are you team Tisha?
Oh, so this is a lot. This is what I will say.
Okay.
I am ready for, and I said it a couple of episodes back, these two women need to just coexist in the same space. I think that we have to be okay with not being like friends. Like we just have to be. Mel did make some very interesting comments where she said, Tisha, I never liked you in any way. And I was like, interesting. I definitely wasn't expecting that. I didn't know if that was just coming from a moment of frustration and, just going through all of these years of her bickering back and forth. So I wasn't sure of that, or if this she's just really never really liked her, and she was trying to coexist with her from the beginning of the show. What I would like to know is, I do know that Mel was the one that came to Carlos about the show. She pitched the show to him. So when it came to Tisha, I guess I'm interested in knowing, was Mel and Tisha just like, oh, we know of each other because of scope, right? Of Marceau and.
I mean, I just can't even see them going into business with them. If like, that would be one of the first conversations I would have when creating Scope. It would be like, I don't think I really rock with Tisha like that. I don't know how this business relationship is going to work. Or maybe she looked at it like it's just business. Like, right. We don't have friends.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of people that definitely decide like, hey, I know this person to be a really, really great business person. On the personal side, that's not really, I'm not saying that there's something like wrong, but everybody is just not like, I don't really necessarily want to click with people. That's not my person that I would click with. But I can be respectful, cordial, etc. But that's what I'm saying. I would love to know the history prior to, if it was just oh, hey, Tisha girl, how you doing? Or hey, Mel, when they started, because remember, she did share that the kids, their daughters are like best friends.
And I just don't believe that they weren't friends. I mean, like, yeah, Mel, I'm just not. That just was a low blow. Like to say, right. I never liked you. I think maybe she was just like poking, like
the frustration. Yeah,
I just don't see it.
Or the truth just finally came out, and she just was like, there was just, how I'll say this.
So she's saying she was just pretending all these years.
I mean, it could be that could be a strong possibility, because what I was going to say is, you know how I don't know, like, let's just say, like, there's always been someone that's questionable in your, like, your friends with, or Johnny might be friends with somebody, but the wife, like, you've been,
I get it.
you just around,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all are, it's like, okay, our girls get along or whatever, so you're entertaining this friendship because of your husband, but you're not really entertaining it like we gonna go and call and kiki and we're picking up the phone or whatever. Like, no, this is business, and okay, our children so happen to be connected, and so therefore, okay, now I'm a little bit deeper. So I would love for Mel to actually say, like, hey, this is our history. It was never really anything like that. Or, hey, this was our history. We've always been trying to build something, but it was always something a little bit off, or it was always mainly business. And then I would love for her to have that transparent moment to tell us what it has been between her and Tisha, because, like I said, either it was a moment of frustration and being like you said, a low blow, or it was the truth. And she just was like, okay, well, because Tisha ain't had nothing to really say.
Because my thing is, if you never really liked her, why does it bother you so much that she says you're not a good friend? Why do you care? You don't even like her anyway. You don't even really like her. So it's like, good. I'm glad she doesn't think I'm a good friend, because I don't even really rock with her anyway, and I don't want to really be her friend. So
No, that's a valid.
It's given, like, in the moment, I'm a poke you, you gonna poke me type of thing.
Right.
Well,
Tisha ain't say nothing unless they edited it out. She just was sitting there like.
Her feelings probably was hurt. It seems that her feelings get really hurt when she's not getting along, like with how she was with Kimmy and how she was with Mel before, when they weren't getting along. I wouldn't say I'm team either one.
Yeah.
I will say that while I think that Tisha can come off as naive and all those things people say about her, I don't think that it's fair to her that in this particular situation with Mel, I feel like Mel wants Tisha to react the way she wants her to react. Meaning, like, if Mel says to Tisha, well, your husband's cheating on you, Mel expects Tisha to do something drastic with Marceau, like, I don't know, publicly confront him, I guess. It's not fair to Tisha for them to put those expectations on her, and then they call her naive. They don't know. We really don't know how Tisha handles Marceau behind closed doors.
Right. Absolutely.
So it's just not fair to, so when they were having their back and forth, like, Tisha mentioned that, you keep saying that Marceau's cheating on me, but where's the proof? Whereas you knew that Martell cheated on you 3 years before, and you still had a baby with him. And so basically, I felt like Tisha was saying, you knew Martell was cheating. You stayed with him. You even had another baby with him. But you keep telling me Marcel is cheating. And when I don't leave him, or if I don't react the way you want me to react, then you're upset. That's how I took it.
Yeah. Like you said, we don't know what's going on behind it. So the scenes, and I think that there could be a big possibility of Marceau being like, we know what has happened in the past, and so we just gonna keep it where we gonna keep it. We gonna keep our business in our household. But then it's like, but then that's not reality TV though. Now we get it that Marceau is who he is, and so he stays entertaining us. But the thing is if you got some dirt, first of all, if you got dirt, the internet street's gonna find it. It don't even matter. So that's one. But the other thing is I don't know, again, if you are signing up for this, the same thing that my rule of thumb with famous people or celebrities, when we try to hold celebrities accountable for what they do or what they don't do, and they go, well, I never signed up to be anybody's role model, right?
Right.
And it's like, you may not have signed up and saying, hey, I'm signing on this line to be a role model, but you have to understand that the audience is broad when it comes to whoever is listening to you. So at the end of the day, again, you may not think that you signed up, but you did. And I just think the same thing applies to reality TV. When you come on, Carlos King didn't hire you because he wants you to just keep secrets and to yourself. Like, he hired you so that we can really get into the crevices of the mess. So now there was an article that has been circulating that someone did ask, hey, you know, Carlos, when it comes,
why don't you take Marcel to task?
Yes.
I know.
Yeah. So
he says basically like Tisha doesn't, so, and that's her husband. So, you know, why would I question him? His own wife doesn't even question him. Is that what you're referring to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, I think that again, Carlos is probably on. It keeps y'all tuned in, so I'm not going to pressure him because he's right. It's a marketing, it's a tactic. It's a brilliant tactic, right? To say, y'all want to stay tuned in because you want to know, is he going to be just like these whole little to be continued, right? It's, you get this.
They've been doing a lot of that.
Yeah, it's like to be continued. Then this last episode, it was like, oh yeah, come on outside. Tell myself, oh, this is a long conversation. I wanted to.
It was over.
I said, what you mean it's going to, oh, this is a long conversation. Like, dude, you see the cameras there.
Right. And it was weird to me, like, because telling him about the picture, which, you know, we don't find out until the next episode or whatever, but if she's confronting him about the picture, obviously it was a completely different day when Miss Wanda told her about the picture. So, like, has she not seen him in all these days? Like, why is she just, like, all of a sudden? It's just weird. But
yeah,
exactly. But to be continued. We'll talk about that next time.
Yes.
So, I mean, that was really it. Like, that was the episode. I mean, it was Kimmy's birthday. That was that. Stormy and Mel were able to have a conversation, and Mel was able to tell her that she did speak to Destiny and she thinks that they should talk.
Right. Yeah. And this is why, this is also why I'm saying, like, okay, you know, I think that there's just this hiccup with Mel and Destiny, because my thing is that if you are really done with, if I'm done with somebody, I'm not calling to be like, oh well, I know you and I are done, we ain't really friends, but I do. And again, I understand producer, but I just feel like she could easily, at this point, and we're at the level that she's on, she could pass that task on to somebody else. She could be like, oh, I'm not doing that, y'all can do that. I mean, we've seen her do it where she's like, I'm not going to either show up to this, or I'm not having this conversation, or, you know, I mean, we saw her when Tisha said whatever she said, and she said, okay, I'm out, done, I'm not had. She said, nope, I said that. So she can always bow out when it comes to what she wants to do and what she doesn't want to do. Like, I think that she has that power. So I don't think that she had to talk to Destiny. And she didn't reveal, she just was, obviously, we don't know what they talked about. So, but I mean, seems like as of right now, the one friendship that we definitely see that is growing on the internet streets is Tisha and Destiny. So, you know, and guess what? That's perfectly fine, because again, we've yet to see Tisha have a real deal homegirl. Yeah. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about. I don't know why it doesn't seem like the only friend that we really see is Miss Wanda, and that's her mom. And I'm serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, and as funny and entertaining as Miss Wanda is, that's not, your mom is not your friend like that. I mean,
and not just that, she's funny and entertaining, and then that's it. She's not, she doesn't make you, and no offense to Miss Wanda or Tisha or anybody, but it's not like she says anything thought-provoking, or she is, You know what I'm saying? It's not like she's giving necessarily good advice.
Right. Now, I will say that she definitely has Tisha's back. And I think that
That's
as
it.
but I would say that as any mama bear, when it comes to her desiring to know if her son-in-law has cheated, is cheating on her daughter, I think that is, hey, listen, I'm gonna have your back here. It was hilarious when she told her. She said, "Now I'm gonna wring your neck if you have been lying to me." I said, "Ooh, and let's talk about that, right? Do we have a right to be in our children's lives after they make the decision of, hey, this is the person I decided to marry?" I think that if your child comes to you and say, listen, I need some sound advice about XYZ, this is what's going on, can you help me? Then yes. Do I think that it is right when it's the reverse, as far as parents just intruding in on your marriage? No. And I think that that's where where we see Miss Wanda
Cross the line
a lot, and where Marceau is always like, I'm not talking to you.
Right.
This is why he wanted her to wash them dishes. She said, I ain't washing no dishes.
With that said, do you think that that's Marceau's back?
Do I think that that's Marceau's
back in the picture?
Listen, a man that does not answer a question to me straightforward is a man that lacks integrity. If you dance around things, even for the sake of entertainment, if you dance around things, to me, there's just a lack of integrity. So
it's so funny to me, like when she says, "Is this what your back looks like?" And he's like, "I don't know. I've never seen my back."
Right. I'm like,
just say no, it's not my back.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I think he feels like, but it's not even valid because he does the same thing with Tisha. But I was gonna say, I think he feels like I don't have to answer to you. And I feel like when I say this, I'm always taking up for him in a sense. But I feel like on one hand, he feels like I don't have to answer to you, Miss Wanda. And on another hand, he's like, I don't have to answer to America. So I think him and Tisha have an agreement, like not to, I want to say have an agreement not to discuss it. But at this point, the next episode is looking like they're going to discuss it anyway. Because at this point, she's just getting embarrassed.
Right.
Like you have to say something. You have to make things clear. You can't beat around the bush and talk in riddles, and you just gotta, stay. And that's what he does. And it's like, I'm getting embarrassed. I know we have the agreement that we may have not to discuss our relationship, our marriage or whatever, or maybe our infidelities or whatever on TV, but you need to step up and defend me and say no, just flat out say no.
Let me ask this question. Do you think that if Marceau was to ever admit and say, yes, there has been there was a relationship, or there was a one-time affair that occurred, etc., Tisha and I got over it, what do you think that Marceau, let me ask this. Do you think that he thinks that it's going to change his, my thing is if he were to actually admit that, everybody would I think that America would just simply say, thank you. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, I think they would be like, duh.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, thank you, moving on. Like, I don't think that anybody would be like, oh, really? We didn't know. Like, or we didn't think, or I don't really think that it would be a big deal because, again.
But do you think it would how it would look on Tisha though? Because it would be like, we've been telling you, but so you saying that if it was a thing of him saying, I don't know, because you know what? Honestly, I'm for real. The public and people are just weird sometimes. And the reason why I say that is because it could be Marceau and Tisha together and Marceau talking about this and Marceau saying, in the past, I've had a situation with infidelity. Me and Tisha worked it out and we decided to move on from it. She forgave me and I've been a better person since. And the public sometimes will take that and twist it all around. And the reason why I say that is because of the whole Jada Pinkett and Will Smith situation. It's like they were together, Will and Jada were together having this conversation about her infidelity, and he clearly said that he knew about it, and it was something they worked on, they worked past it or whatever, but people still are like, this woman brought this man on national TV to tell him that she slept with a younger guy, and it's like, they clearly said that this is something he knew about, and he was okay, he had infidelities himself. Like, why are you even listening? So sometimes it's like, do I say anything, or do I just keep it to myself? Because the people are going to twist it up regardless. So I don't know, but maybe you're right. Maybe because it's a reality show and we get to see them talk more about it and to see them come together, as opposed to, like I said, in the Will and Jada situation, it was just one interview and then that's it. So maybe.
Yeah.
Because on the show, it'll give them an opportunity to just say it over and over again. Oh no, I knew this was in the past. We moved past it. We worked it out, instead of just like I said, like a one-time thing.
Right.
Then Will slaps Chris Rock, and then everybody says it's Jada's fault. It's like, what?
That's a whole. That's a rabbit hole. But anyway, that's a rabbit hole for sure. But yeah. So we'll see next week what is revealed, what is not revealed. I will say this, that there is definitely a need for Marceau to do some work of how he definitely communicates with Tisha in their marriage, if they're gonna continue to be on TV, because again, everything isn't a joke. Everything.
Yeah, and he seems like he talks to everyone that way, in that little riddle form. Because even Maurice has to say, "Just apologize." Is that an apology? Just apologize. Like, he has to hold him
accountable.
Exactly.
Yeah,
he has to hold him accountable. Something that it looks like Tisha doesn't do.
Right. Yeah. And, unfortunately, this is probably why Marceau will only play in the streets, allegedly, if he's ever played in the streets, because, Tisha is just like, hey, like, and we heard Marceau say it. He was just like, why would I ever get a divorce? Well, if you have a very, passive woman, because I would have to say that Tisha is very, very passive, so, and even though some might call it submission, but you don't submit to fools. And just because someone is financially or business savvy or whatever, all the great things that Marceau may be, doesn't mean that this person is worthy of a relationship. But again, TV could have changed everything, because like Maurice said a couple of weeks ago, he was a sweet kid. He had a kind heart. And I'm like, I don't feel like we don't, like, I do not feel, to me, since Marceau has been on TV, I cannot tell you a moment that I have, even when they did the Marceau and Tisha Tell It All, whatever it is, like, there was not one moment I sat there at the end of that episode and said, I really feel bad for Tisha. Like, there was never, he came to her little thing, I guess, when she graduated or something, and then she was doing like a speaker conference or some type of conference or something like that, where she was a main speaker. But he came, because she was like, oh, are you coming? And he was like, I don't know, I don't think so. And then she, showed up or whatever like that. And I don't know, like, and again, that could be his thing. And if she likes it, I ain't gonna say I love it, but to each his own. But I don't know. Like, I just feel like over these past years, it's like Tony says it all the time. He was like this. He don't like that woman like that. he said, he was like, I'm telling you as a man, he don't really like that woman. He don't like her. He don't love her. He said he's just learned how to coexist with her. And again, if you have, you think about it in any relationship, whether it's a marriage or a friendship, if you're in a marriage or a friendship and you have someone that will do pretty much everything that you want them to do, anything that you say is like, golden or whatever, and you question very little, who doesn't want that type of person in their life? I'm just saying. Like,
I mean, I don't know.
And I think that's why he would most likely, like, we always are saying, Tisha ain't leaving. Marcel's not leaving either. Because he gets to have his way with her. And so, and then for her, it would be like, why would I leave? Because again, it goes beyond just my husband respecting me. This is the stability, I'm pretty sure they start bringing the kids in, a whole bunch of stuff.
But I mean,
I just want Tisha to do a mom retreat. Or like, not even a mom retreat. Like, I just want her to do like a retreat, like a self retreat, and like, I don't know,
really,
reflect.
What really, like, honestly, like, what do we want from Tisha? Like, what are our expectations of her when it comes to Marcel? Because technically, Marcel hasn't done anything that we know of. I mean, there's allegations,
right?
But that would mean Tisha would have to decide whether or not to believe her husband or to believe allegations of strangers.
Right.
And so she chooses to believe her husband. And so, like, why?
I think for me, it's beyond the allegations. Like, again, looking back over their years, I don't like how he communicates with her. Like, I don't.
You think even if the allegations aren't true, he should make her feel more secure?
Yes. I again, like, Tisha to me reads, and even in her voice, you can hear it. She's not a confident speaker. Like,
she's not a confident speaker anyway. We know that because of her speech impediment.
Okay. Yes. But I don't know. Like, it's not. That doesn't seem. I don't know. That does not seem like the root of it, though. How if you. And this is just me putting my teacher hat on. I always, from my experience from teaching pre-K 3 through 8th grade, right? I've done some high school too, but specifically pre-K 3 through 8th grade, I have had students that I've taught for multiple years, up to 6 years. And when all it takes is for one child to say something to another child, and then that child begins to believe the lie that they've been taught. So rather it's, oh my gosh, you can't read aloud, or you sound real, whatever, you don't know that word, whatever it is. That's exactly what, every time that child then speaks, that's exactly what they hear. They hear those false voices. And for me, I could not imagine me being married to Marcel. Like, we would probably be in a very domestic, violent, like, because he would have gotten smacked by now. Like, seriously, physically, I would have been like, listen, I'm going to probably hit you next time. So it's probably good that I just bow out grace, just go. But my thing is that his communication with his wife, I do not feel like he truly, really, like, raises her up to where, I don't care who, whether it's male or whatever, like, yes, we've heard him be like, oh, well, why are you entertaining these people, or why are you, but as a woman, we don't want our husbands to talk at us and be like, well, why? It's be a listening ear. We don't mind you giving us advice and saying, but these are my thoughts. But before I share my thoughts, I want to first acknowledge that I heard you. I want to acknowledge that I can definitely tell that this hurt you. We don't see Marceau do that. And that, to me, that's a man. A man, we talking about a husband. A husband is going to do those things. And I just don't feel like they have that. And then you got to dig deep into other your past, right? does Marceau not have the the capacity to do that? Because everybody has the capability, but does he have the capacity to do that? Because that probably is not what he saw, because we don't know about Mama. We don't know if Mama had the different men, or if their daddy, whatever. We don't know what is that, how they grew up, because he's talking about the Tisha on the other side of the tracks. But even if you grew up as a middle class or upper middle class family, that doesn't mean that your household was in order, period. You could have come from a whole bunch of trauma where you saw your daddy talk at your mother, so therefore you think that it's normal, right? But then again, this is why we need to know the history, because then we have somebody like Maurice who treats Kimmy completely different. And he's like, I know that's not rocking in my household. My wife would dare not allow me to talk like this to her. So that's my thing. We can scratch all the allegations out over the years. I just do not really truly believe that we have that we've seen. Sorry. She was a teacher. Yeah. But no, I really don't think that we've seen Marceau truly just be man, this is my ride or die. This is my girl. This is my, I would want to see that. If we, again, scratching out all the allegations, ain't nothing true. Like you said, has there really been anything that he's done? Not necessarily, but he's done a lot that has also been very fruitless. I don't see anything in their marriage but business. That's it. So sorry, I said a mouthful.
I'm with you.
But yeah. So anyway, y'all.
I mean, that's Love Marriage Huntsville.
Yes. So we will, to be continued for another episode where we talking about now Marceau and Tisha, where we will be back next week, where we will now see this conversation. But we want y'all to interact with us in the comment section and let us know. Yes, let us know what are y'all thoughts? What's going on with everything? Tisha, Marceau, and their whole marriage and whatever's going on there. Should Wanda or any parents, are you a married mom who's like, oh, I'm gonna be not a married mom. If you are a mom that has married children, are you the mom that's like, I'm always
don't Miss Wanda have a husband and a boyfriend?
From my understanding, yes.
So she really so why are you mad at Marceau? He doing what you do.
Yeah. Well, I know somebody personally that is in that situation. So unfortunately, it's the whole I'm married, but not they're
married but single.
They haven't been together for probably almost close to 20 years, but they can't find the person to get a divorce. So that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I can't really judge because I don't know their situation. I don't know Miss Wanda's situation if her husband is
she can't find the fight.
Is on the run, being like, oh no, she famous now. She gonna leave me some inheritance.
Right, because that's probably how he talks.
Yep. But yes. But all right, y'all. So join us back next week. It has been real. Thank you for joining us on another episode. And you already know what to do. Love up on that like button, share, and subscribe.
All of the above.
Peace.